Hi, today let us see the design of column splicing. Column splicing is the technique of joining two columns. You can see in the diagram through website. So this is this technique is called as column splicing. Here this is the lower column, this is the upper column. They are connected by using plate on the flange by using the bolts. So this is called as flange splice and this is called as web splice. So this is the flange splice and this is the web splice. So here both the columns, like the lower column and the upper column, are of the uniform size. And in that case we can go for such type of design. Suppose you can see here one more example. Here in this case the lower column and upper column are of different size. They are not of the same sizes. So in that case also we have to design the splices, but in this case so we have to provide a base plate above the lower column. That means in between the upper column and lower column we have to provide a base plate. We have to design this base plate and we have to design this flange splice, but there is a gap here between the upper column and the flange splice. So that gap has to be filled by some packing plate, and this upper column and this base plate has to be connected by using angle sections. As well, the lower column and the base plate is to be connected by using angle sections, ISA angle sections. So now let us see the design specifications. Flange splice should be designed for column load and moment. Web splice is designed for the horizontal shear. So like you can see in the diagram, so this flange splice has to be designed for the column load and the moment, whereas this web splice has to be designed for the shear force. Remember this one. Width of the flange splice equal to the column flange width. The width of the flange splice should be equal to the column flange width. Like you can see here, this width of the flange plate should be equal to the width of the column. If column sizes are different, provide bearing plate in between. Whenever the column sizes are of different dimensions, so provide a bearing plate in between upper and lower column. The moment is converted into additional load equal to M by H. H is the height of the section, or depth of the section, breadth and depth. So depth of the section, H is depth of the section. If the column faces are machined, then flange splices is designed for 50% of the column load. So means if these faces of the columns are finished mechanically, so then they transfer load very accurately to the lower column. On that case, so these flanges has to be designed for 50% of the load coming on the column, or else we have to design for 100%. So now design a column splice for a column ISHB 300 at 63 kg per meter subjected to load 600 kN, moment 20 kN meter and shear 150 kN. Design both flange splice and web splice. Use 18 mm die HSFG bolts of property class 8.8. So working load is given 600 kN, working moment is given 20 kN meter, working shear force given 150 kN, ultimate load 900 kN, ultimate moment 30 kN meter, ultimate shear 225 kN. So as I told, so the column load and moment is to be considered for the design of the flange splice. Means so design for this one, design of the flange splice, whereas this shear force is to be considered for the design of web splice. So first is design of the flange splice. So assume column splices are machined, finished by mechanical means, as I told here. So 50% of the load is to be considered, 900 divided by 2, 450 kilonewton. Again, so load on each flange. You can see here there are two flanges. This is the one flange, another one is on the another side. So therefore, so 450 is to be divided to two flanges. So that is equal to, so 450 divided by 2 means 225 kilonewton. And additional load due to moment. So there is a moment here, 30 kilonewton, that has to be converted into a load according to this formula. So M by H. So M is 30 kilonewton, H, breadth of the section is 300, it's 0.3. So that works out to be 100 kilonewton. So therefore the total load is 225 plus 100, 325 kilonewton. So now the area of the flange splice is equal to load by allowable stress, that is load by area, sorry, load by stress. So area is equal to load by stress. So load is 325 kilonewton and this allowable stress is 250 divided by factor of safety 1.1 for steel. So that is 1430 mm square. We got area B into T equal to 1430 mm square. As I told, the breadth of the flange splice should be equal to width of the column. So therefore width of the column is 250. That means B should be 250. Then T is equal to 5.7 millimeter. So therefore covered flange splice of 250 by 6 millimeter. Next, design of web splice. So we have to design this plate, this web plate. So horizontal shear is 150 kilonewton multiplied by 1.5 factor of safety. So area equal to B into T. So that is area equal to, so load by stress. Load is, so 225 kilonewton divided by 250 divided by 1.1. Allowable stresses, we get 990 mm square area. So again, so B, here we have assumed thickness of the plate as 6 millimeter, such that B works out to be 165 millimeter. Therefore, so web splice should be, our web splice is equal to 165 by 6 millimeter. And one more thing, this breadth should not be more than the breadth of the column. So now a design of bolted connections. In the problem mentioned, 18 mm HSFG bolts of property class 8.8 has to be used. So accordingly, μf equal to 0.55, Ne equal to 1, Kh equal to 1. So calculate VDSF, that is equal to VNSF by gamma mf. So works out to be 48.84 kilonewton. That is the bolt value. So now number of bolts required for flange splice equal to 325 divided by 48.84. So we are getting odd number 7. So take even numbers 8. And so number of bolts for the web splice equal to, so 225 divided by 48.84. That is 5 number of bolts. So now see the sketch. So these 8 number of bolts are to be provided for the flange splice, and these 5 number of bolts are to be provided for the web splice on each side. So this is the front elevation and this is the side elevation. And next, here the second type of problem, column splicing for different column sizes. So design the column splice as well as web splice for a column ISHB 300 at 58.8 kg per meter supported on ISHB 350 at 67.4 kg per meter subjected to a load of 600 kilonewton and horizontal shear force of 200 kilonewton. Assume column faces are not machined. Design both flange and web splice, also bearing plate in between. So here the upper column is of ISHB 300 and the lower column is of ISHB 350. So horizontal shear force is 200 kilonewton. So we have to design for web splice as well as for flange splice. So load acting on the column is also given 600 kilonewton. So data is written here. Section property for ISHB 350 is here. H is 350, B is 250. So TF is 11.6 and TW equal to 8.3. For ISHB 300, H is 300, B is 250, TF is 10.6, TW is 7.6. Now the ultimate load is 900 kilonewton. Multiply by factor of safety, we get 1.900 kilonewton. So design of the flange splice. So column faces are not machined. So they are finished by manual means. Therefore, we have to consider the 100% of the load. So therefore, load acting on each flange is 450 kilonewton. So now area of the flange splice is equal to B into T. Area equal to, so load by stress, allowable stress. So 450 divided by, so 250 divided by 1.1, that is equal to 1980 mm square. So provide width of the splice equal to width of the flange, upper flange, that is equal to, of course, the width of the upper column as well as the lower column is 250 millimeter. So therefore T works out to be 8 millimeter. So therefore flange splice equal to 250 by 8 mm. So now web splice design. So area of the web splice required is equal to, so 200 into 1.5 divided by allowable stress. So that is equal to 1320 mm square. That is 13.2 centimeters square. So here we have to design the cleat angles. So area of one angle is equal to, so 13.2 divided by 2, because so we have to provide angles on both the side of the column. Therefore we have to divide by 2. So this area has to be divided by 2 because we have to provide angles on either side of the column. Like, so this side also on the opposite side. So try take 4 ISA 35 by 35 by 6 mm whose area is 3.86 centimeter square. So area of each angle is 3.86 centimeter square. So now let us consider the design of the bearing plate. So this is the bearing plate to be designed between the upper column and the lower column. So this bearing plate is loaded like this. This is a 450. The load is acting at these points, and this is the distance A that can be calculated by using these values A1 and A2. So A1 is this one. So here to here 300 minus deduct thickness of the flanges on either side, you get 289.4 millimeter, and A2, so it's 350 minus deduct the thickness of the flange, 338.4 millimeter. So A value works out to be A2 minus A1 divided by 2, 24.511. This distance is 24.51 millimeter. Now the maximum moment due to this simply supported load with 2 point forces is M is equal to W into A. So W is 415 10 power 3 into A is 24.5, that is 11.02 10 power 3 Newton millimeter. So using the formula, bending formula, so M is equal to sigma B into Z. Z is equal to BD square by 6. B, instead of B, we consider T here. So T square divided by 6. So now M equal to sigma B into Z. M is 11.02 10 power 6 equal to sigma B is 250 divided by 1.1 T. Z equal to B T square by 6. So B is 250 into T square divided by 6. So T works out to be 34.1 millimeter. So provide bearing plate of 350 by 250 by 35 millimeter. So the final diagram is shown here. So this is the cleat angles, and this is the flange splice, this is the packing plate, this is the lower column, and this is the upper column. So thank you for watching.